Hey friends, I'm Kat, welcome to my channel and welcome to a new video. So this weekend we're going to be doing a 48-hour romantasy readathon. So this is specifically part of the Summer of Romantasy challenge hosted by Tori Between Pages, and this is a 35 prompt romantasy challenge over 2 months where basically I've chosen to try and read one book for each of these 35 prompts. We are towards the end of it. There's only, I don't know, like less than a week left. So we're really going to be trying to focus this 48 hours with reading as many prompts as possible because I think I still have 11 left to do. And I deeply want to try to achieve this by the end of the month. I am so ridiculously goal oriented. So this is something that like, I need it. I need it in my head. I need to be done this. So this weekend we are going to be reading a crazy amount of romantasy and we're going to be trying to get through as many of these prompts as possible and try to check them off. So like I said, there's 11 left, and very quickly I'm just going to name off the ones. So Marriage of Convenience, book everyone's talking about, Enemies to Lovers, Great Quest, Forced Proximity, Artifact of Power, the Who Did This to You July book club book, A Dark King/Prince, A Lucky Novice, a retelling, a fairy tale, and a fast burn. So I do have quite a bit to get through, and I do have a few books in mind for some of these prompts. Some of them I might have to do a little bit of research to see if I actually can find things that fit into it. I do thankfully have a lot of romantasy on my TBR, a lot that have caught my interest and a lot that I would be very happy to read. So it's hopefully the thing, like we will easily find what fits each of these prompts, but you know, it might be a little challenge for some of them. We might be stretching it a little bit. So with that, let's very quickly just look at what my TBR for the weekend is going to be, and some of the books that I do have. So the Who Did This to You July book club, this is Tori's like monthly book club, and they're always romantasy books. The one for July is the book Azriel, and this is something about, I believe, a woman who like looks for artifacts and gets involved in stuff. I really don't know a lot about this, but I'm hearing pretty good things from most people who've read it, which is very promising. Then I do believe for the book everyone's talking about, I want to read Spark of the Everflame. This is like one of those series that is everywhere, and a lot of people seem to really enjoy it. So why not consider it? Why not continue going on with it? Like, I think that could definitely work. For a fairy tale, I think it's fairy tale, I have Spindles and Thorns. It's a super short. It's only like 250 pages, which is going to be kind of the vibe I'm going to aim for some of these too. We might reach a point where I just mostly read novellas to finish these off, which is completely fine. As long as I check off each of the prompts, I'm kind of fine with that. I think it's Spindles and Thorns. So Sleeping Beauty retelling maybe. Then on my physical TBR, I have Fortuna Sworn. This is the first book in a series, and so she's a last of her kind. She has a nightmare magic. She descends into a world of glamorous creatures and deadly powers. This one potentially Great Quest, First Proximity, Enemies to Lovers, Lucky Novice, like it potentially could fit into one of those. And we have Nectar of the Wicked by Ella Fields. So we're following a changeling, and a wicked fairy begins a seductive game of cat and mouse. She's the prey, and he offers the trade that he'll take her into the fairy realm to assist in the search of the truth of who she is. Oh, in return I must agree to marry him. Marriage of Convenience. Perfect. There we go. And then I have Ashes of Chaos. This is the sequel to Flames of Chaos. It's by Amelia Hutchins. Pretty good book. This one I definitely could see not being for everyone, but I really enjoyed it. It's about this like witch who has like a very special power within this world. It's complicated. I'll explain it when we get there, but it's a very complicated magic system, and I really liked it. And I think that this could definitely work for the Dark King or Prince, because our male main character, he is very dark and twisted. So I think that would work actually pretty perfectly. So those are a few that I'm planning on reading. I don't know if I'll be able to get to all these. I really hope so. I'd really love if I could. I definitely want to check off as many of these prompts as possible. So this has been a long enough intro. I'm just gonna dive into reading, and then I'll come back and tell you guys how it's going. Hey, so it is just after noon on Saturday now. I didn't end up updating anything last night, mainly because I was tired. Friday night's on my mess, and I was really into my reading. Plus, we I don't know, I guess like about 8 p.m. decided to watch Deadpool, which I thought afterwards I'd probably have like enough energy to do a little like check-in before bed, but yeah, I ended up just falling asleep like immediately afterwards, which the new Deadpool and Wolverine movie is out, but we decided to wait until the second week it's out so that the theaters wouldn't be too crazy. And we're starting our like rewatch of, we want to do the 2 Deadpool movies and Logan. Yeah, so we're just doing those over the next week. But I did finish a book last night, and it was one of the shorter ones. So I finished Spindles and Thorn. I think that's what it's called. And it was just like a little, pretty good little novella. I don't know, it's kind of in that awkward length where I don't know if I'd necessarily consider it a novella or a book. It was about 250 pages. So it read incredibly quickly, and you know, it didn't feel like a full-length book to me. But it was good. It was like this weird, it was in Sleeping Beauty retelling, where we're following a set of twins who were cursed as children or babies, that on their 18th birthday they would be like sent into this eternal slumber. Their parents went to fight the sorcerer who had passed this curse, killed them, but they died. But because the sorcerer is dead, supposedly the curse is off them. And we're following them as their 18th birthday is approaching. Aurora is staying at home. She's a lady of society. This kind of takes place in like a Victorian steampunk England, which was a very, very interesting setting. There's also like fairies, all those types of magic. These main characters they have fairy blood in them, but she is kind of at home being forced to like find a husband. So she's going through that. She's kind of finding a guy that she potentially likes. It was pretty good. I'm actually like, I thought this was pretty decent. Like, I'm giving it 3 stars, but it was very entertaining for sure. And the steampunk setting, very, very interesting. Like, it's something that I haven't really read that much of, haven't explored a crazy amount. It was cool. I liked it. So that one's done. And I'm counting that one to, I think, a fairy tale. I think that's the one I checked off, is that counts towards a fairy tale. And I've also started Spark the Everflame. So I'm 54% into that right now. And I've heard that this series gets better. So the first book is very kind of boring, to be honest. We're in this world, there's humans and the Descended. I think the Descended are like godlike people with like this godlike blood, and they live together in a world, but there's no real intermingling between them in a sense. Like, they have strict laws that human and the Descendant are not allowed to get married, they're not allowed to have kids, and the Descendant are kind of like the ruling class. They have magic, they are in charge of everything. The humans are kind of just surviving. So we're following a human healer. Her mother has gone missing, but before she went missing, she was the healer to the king, like to the royal palace, and her mother's been missing. So now DM, our main character, she's kind of being brought in to be this healer, I think, to the rulers. And it seems like there's a rebellion going on that she's going to get involved with, that like the humans are trying to overtake the Descended, or like overthrow them. It's okay. It's okay so far. It's like one of those, I feel like I can really see where the story's going. I feel like it's a very classic kind of like YA romance. Even this I think it's adult, but it feels very YA. It feels very YA dystopian, taking over, overthrowing a government and a new power class coming in, like just those really classic tropes. So it's good, it's fun. It's just like not spectacular so far. It's definitely not like a crazy impressive read. It's not something that I'm super into. I have heard a lot of people say that like book 2 is one of the best books they've read. So I'm hoping it gets a little better. So those have been kind of what I've been reading so far. Yeah, like I said, it's a little bit after noon. I did read a bit this morning, but I have some clips up for it, but we had a like little town festival that we went to this morning, which was fine. It was just like a bunch of vendors. We got coffees, walked around, didn't really buy anything, but like got some pastries, that kind of stuff, just looked at everything that was available. And that was kind of just our morning. I did put my name on a wait list to get a flash tattoo, so I might at some point today be able to go get one, because this place that I didn't realize, it's like this lash bar. They also do piercings and I think like microblading, all of that type of stuff. They have tattoo artists who are in. Actually, I don't know if it's just like tattoo artists who are like in for the day to do the slash tattoos, or people who do them normally. But anyways, they were having little tattoos available for $80, and I just saw that. I spoke to them, put my name on the list, and I'm kind of really hoping that I can go do that. I just want more tattoos. I'm like, any opportunity I can find to have them, I will. And they had this really cute little butterfly design that I thought like work on my arm. I am supposed to be I've had this one one appointment booked for so long now, and it keeps getting rescheduled because either I'm sick or the artist is sick or something happens, and I keep having to get it rescheduled. But it's like a bookish design that I'm getting on the back of my arm here, and supposedly if everything goes right, I'm getting that in 2 weeks, and I'm just like so ridiculously excited. Just like, I hope it actually happens. So that's coming up, but I just always want more tattoos. So that little tangent aside, I'm gonna go back to reading. I think I'm gonna try to focus on finishing off Spark of the Everflame. I think that's a good way, trying not to like throw my attention too many places and kind of just focus on one book at a time. Probably smartest. So I'm gonna get back to reading that. Okay, I'm gonna go work out. I was trying to decide what to do. I think I'm gonna go for a run, which it's gonna be my first one in like 2 weeks since I fell and like absolutely wrecked my knee. So it's finally starting to be like back to normal, and it's gross. My knee is super scabby still, but it doesn't hurt to move. So I'm gonna go for like a very slow, easy run right now. Maybe a leg workout after, depending how I'm feeling. But yeah, we are 5 p.m. now. I did finish reading Spark of the Everflame. So I'm giving this one 3 stars, and it is very, like, it's hard to say. I'm trying not to think of something mean to say, but it's just very basic. It was okay. It was very, very okay and not exciting. It felt very much like the first book in a generic YA series. And we're just following this healer. She is kind of getting involved in this like rebellion group against the kingdom, while at the same time she has a position that she is like potentially going to become the king's healer. She has contacts within the palace. She's like getting close with the prince, and there's potentially like something between them. And she's kind of like grappling with, is it, even though she disagrees with everything that the Descendant are doing, is it still okay to be hurting them? Is it still okay to be killing them? Does she still want to work with this rebellion group? And then she's seeing what they're doing and like realizing maybe she's not okay with him. It did end on something very interesting, which I have to say I really suspected that's where it's gonna go. I'm not really shocked at the ending, but it is definitely like leaving the grounds open for something super interesting to happen next. So I'm excited. I am excited to get into the next book. I might honestly pick it up this weekend. I'm like potentially ready to keep going into it. But yeah, Spark of the Everflame, just giving it a 3. Fine, like just nothing that special. So I'm gonna go run now and check back later. I feel like running is probably one of the best things that I ever got myself into. So yeah, done. Holy fuck, I'm so sweaty right now, but I should really go shower. And I don't know what to do. I should go shower. I did like absolutely no reading last night after I checked in, and kind of just mentally checked out all night. So I didn't really have anything to update, and we are in Sunday afternoon now. So I spent the morning at a cafe and actually managed to make quite a bit of progress on the books that I was reading. Yeah, I just like really hyper fixated and managed to read a bit. So I'm reading Nectar of the Wicked. I have 2 books on the go, and I'm about 50% in right now. So this one is definitely a dark fantasy. It is very dark, and we're following a changeling. So she's a fae raised by a human mother. The human baby was taken in her place, and was basically raised like in a terribly abusive kind of situation because of this, because the human who was raising her just like was so upset about the loss of her daughter and just having this like fae child there. So after her mother dies, or not her mother, her guardian, she manages to somehow get a deal, like meet this fae man, make a deal with him where if she agrees to marry him, he'll take her to the fae realm, he'll help her find her family, he'll help her like have a new life. So she agrees to this, and when she gets to the fae realm, she realizes that he's actually a king of this realm, and he says he wants a bride who wasn't raised like in the realm, so she wouldn't expect anything of him. That's what he's saying seen at least. And he basically just wants somebody who he can control. So right now she is in the castle. She's still trying to figure out answers. She's kind of realizing like how much of a monster he actually is, and that he like is keeping all of these secrets from her. He's involved in war. He's like killing all of these things, and she didn't know that. And yeah, they're both really attracted to each other. She thinks he's a monster, but she's still attracted. It's very spicy, very interesting, and very dark. So I'm enjoying it. It's not anything that is like that spectacular so far. Like I'm not 100% invested, but it's a decent read. And yeah, just gonna show you the artwork. So these are our main characters. And then my favorite part of the book is that there's a little wolf puppy, and he is 100% my favorite thing in this book. And yeah, my reason for wanting to read this, to be honest, was seeing that art. Then so this is going to end up it will end up crossing off for the marriage convenience trope, and also reading the Who Did This to You July book club book, which is the Book of Azrael. And this one's gonna be really hard to describe. It's in kind of an urban fantasy world, but like 1,000 years after, I think, like gods and monsters came to the human realm. So it's been 1,000 years of them like destroying human civilization and building this new one. There was a war with the gods. They supposedly all died, and now there's all these like otherworld creatures who are around doing their things. Like there's vampires, there's shifters, and we're following a woman who is transformed into like a monster. So she has all of these abilities that are basically granted to make them the enemies of the celestials, who are like the angels, the descendants of the gods. And her people's purpose is basically to kill gods and kill these celestials. So she is beholden to basically what he's called like the king of the otherworld, and she is his second in command, has to follow his every order, and he basically uses her as like his like enforcer. There's this mystical like Book of Azrael that's said to bring the god king down. There's something about it, like it's very confusing, the lore I'm not 100% following, but something about this book brings god king or brings this monster. It does something, but there is a god king, and he has come down to the earthly plane after the death of one of his like lieutenants, and is getting involved in this fight. Things are leading up. There's potential romance between this god king and our main character, and there's just like a lot of things happening. Very confusing to explain. I feel like I'm just 100% going with the flow and not really questioning any of it, but I am very, very deeply enjoying it. Like I think that this is so much fun, and really I can see having potential to be fantastic. I'm 57% in, and like I am 100% invested in this one, and it has like multiple books in this series. I can't wait. I really like anticipate that this one's going to be very, very highly rated, just because I am loving it so much. So that's going to be like my main focus for now, is I'm going to finish Book of Azrael and Nectar of the Wicked tonight. I don't know if I'll have time to do anything else, but these are definitely going to be my main goal, is to get both of these done. Really unsure if I'll be able to do anything else beyond that. It's still going to leave me like quite a few prompts left to read. It's kind of the issue, is that there's still going to be like so much that I didn't get to that I want to. So we'll see if we can really like intensely focus and get a bunch done tonight. But like realistically, I don't think I'll be able to do more than these two. Maybe start something else, but like not actually finish it. So yeah, that's gonna be the focus, is trying to finish those. Still need to work out. I really want to go for a run again tonight, but otherwise I just want to try and read as much as possible. So I never did like a final update to this video, so I'm coming in a few days later to kind of do an official wrap up, tell you what I did at the end, and a little bit of what I managed to read the last night. So first off, I read Nectar of the Wicked. This is definitely very dark. It's more of a dark romance than anything else, but I don't know if I've just read like too many dark romances, because even though it was dark, I really kept expecting it to get like darker. Like the romance itself, honestly, in a way, didn't feel like it was the dark part. It felt like it was more the politics that were going on and this conflict that was going on between all these kingdoms. It felt like that was the really messed up part, and just our main character's place in all of this world and everything that was going on. Weirdly, that felt darker. There was like some mind games for sure going on between her and the king that she's romantically involved with, but overall it wasn't like anything that insane. And also from everything I was hearing, I thought it would be like so much spicier than what I was told would happen. So like, I don't know. It was fine. I just kind of thought it would be more to it, but it did definitely leave off in a place that I'm very, very interested in continuing. It's a duology, and I looked it up. The second book's on Kindle Unlimited, so I think I'm definitely gonna pick that up. Like, I am, yeah, definitely very, very interested in continuing. It wasn't anything that intense. Honestly, it just felt like kind of a easy chill read. A little dark, but like not as messed up as I thought it'd be. So this one's done. That would be, I guess, the third book that I read for the weekend. Then I did continue on with the book of Azrael. I am 70-ish% into it now and really, really enjoying it. Like, I think that this is a fantastic romantasy read. It has like this wonderful like enemies to lovers kind of thing going on. Like, they're searching for this like ancient artifact that could potentially bring this war to a head, war that's been going on thousands of years between gods and the other world kind of people. So I'm guessing like more of the hell monsters. Just really interesting. The world building is super interesting. The like all the characters that are in it, all the types of creatures, the and you can see this like romance starting to develop between our two main characters that I'm really into. I'm really excited to see where it goes, and really, really enjoying this one. I really anticipate that it's going to be like I anticipate for sure it's going to be like a very highly rated book for me, and I believe it's a completed trilogy if I'm correct, which makes me super excited that I can like get into all the other ones. There's also, I forget what, I think it's the Moonlight book box. They're doing a special edition of it, and now that I've read this, I kind of really, really want it, because if I can find pictures, I'll pop them up, but the edition is stunning that they came out with, and yeah, this makes me really want to grab it. So those were the big things that I managed to finish, and yeah, so where I finished off, I still have I think about 9 prompts left to finish. So Book of Azrael will be completed, bring it down to 8, but like still quite a bit that I need to finish in the next few days. Will it be realistic? We'll see. There's a very good chance I'm going to be extending this reading challenge into the first week of August and just kind of seeing how that goes, because I really, really want to complete all these prompts. I want to have like a filled out checkerboard. Like, that is going to make me feel very good. But that's where we're going to finish off for today. So thank you for watching. If you haven't already, I would love if you would subscribe. Let me know if you've read any of these books. Let me know if you have any like fantasy romance recommendations. Literally always looking for more. And hopefully I will see you in a video soon.